Okay, hi internet people. Tired old lady here again. And boy, that's understating the facts. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me this month. Um, Something's going on in my back. Uh, they don't they don't know what it is, and they're not in too big a hurry to help me. But that's Dothan for you. What can I say? People tell me that doctors are that way everywhere now, so we all have to deal with it. What can I say? If it's cancer, it's cancer. We all leave this planet one way or another, and these don't help. And yes, I'm going to smoke because what I'm going to talk about tonight is one reason why I see a therapist. Ooh, that's hard for me to say. When I was a kid, my father messed me up pretty bad. He messed us all up. He was a cretin. And I'm glad my children never really got to know him, and I didn't want them to. I was very confused, and I made a mistake. Now, I hear a lot of things out there about abortion. And every time I think about what they do to those little bitty babies, it upsets me. Because I could have solved the problem with an abortion. My mother suggested it. When she first found out, she was so upset, and she was always dead set against them. She quickly changed her mind. And I thought for sure she was going to make me go through with something horrible like that. Anyway, I was back and forth with giving the child up for adoption or keeping him. Well, at the time I didn't know it was a him. They didn't give you sex and all that. Sorry, I'm going to smoke. The laws had changed. Just 6 months before I gave him up for adoption. Or before I had him. Where I could see him, hold him, take care of him in the hospital. Oh, he was a beautiful baby. Pitch black hair. And a head full of it. And he always looked at me with one eye. And he'd try so hard to focus on me. And I didn't get to hear him but twice. Just a whimper. All the other babies would come in crying and fussing and making a scene. Not Dwight. I named him Dwight Bradley. before I had him, I contacted the adoption agency here in Alabama. We had moved down here from Iowa. This was I'm not going to tell you the whole story about it in the hospital because I'll get loud, but what they did was wrong. And I almost didn't get to say goodbye to him. And if I tell you what happened, I'm going to sit here and bawl, and you'd think after nearly 40 years that it... Anyway, the reason I'm so upset is because a gentleman had called me or contacted me through this adopted.com, and I got so excited because things were matching up. And I really, really pray all the time that Dwight will reach out. I know it's probably not his name anymore, but Dwight Bradley was his name. That's what I gave him. Dwight Bradley Dean. Anyway, I haven't heard from this fellow, so I don't think it was him. But the name he gave me, he said he was going to look me up on Facebook. So with that in mind, I went to Facebook with the name. And I found a younger fellow I thought would be close to his age. And he looks so much like Brandon. He's in South Carolina, and it didn't work. Some people give up children because of selfish reasons. Dwight, it was just the opposite for me. You would have had a hell of a life. Your brothers did. Brandon and Chris. They really did. And there would have been things I'd have changed. Oh, I didn't hurt him or nothing like that, but I would never do that because that's things my father did to us. I wanted you With all my heart, I wanted you. But it wouldn't have been fair to you. I was 16. I was still very confused myself. I wasn't a bad mother to my other two, and I wouldn't have been to you, no, but love isn't good enough. It isn't enough. A parent wants their children to have more than what they had. I wanted you to have the love that my mother gave me with the ease of finances that we didn't have after we finally got free of the monster. Now one day, maybe even after I'm gone, you'll find your brothers. You'll like them. They're good men. You have nieces through Chris. Brandon didn't want to have children. Anyway, that's why I'm up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, 1:30. Because my son that is never too far away from my heart, but so far away from my hugs. It's really heavy on my mind tonight. You were such a beautiful baby. And your parents were very lucky. I remember they picked you. And they did what I couldn't do. They are your mom and dad. They are who raised you. I didn't abort you because I knew it was wrong. You were alive. You were part of me. And your father, he was a scared teenager. I didn't hold it against him. I really didn't. I was mad at him at first, but I got over it. His name is Donnie Bruce. Good luck finding him. He's somewhere in Iowa. He may even be in jail. He was somewhat of a hood. Back in my day in the 70s, that's slang for a bad boy. His mother was, and I believe this is what had told me, she was 100% Indian. And she was the one who convinced him that he was not the father. But yeah, okay, whatever. But Donnie's dad knew. He knew. And he used to talk very sweetly to me and used to apologize, but I said, that's okay. We're going to go to Alabama. Start a new life. Oh, and if you have really curly hair, part of that came from your grandfather on his side, and part of it from us. The whole family has super thick hair. And we thought we had Indian in us, but Dana, your aunt, my youngest sister, did a DNA test, and I keep watching for you there on me and 23. I know you'll probably never see this, but I'm going to put it out there in the whole world to see. You're out there somewhere, Dwight. You lived here in Dothan for a while. I don't know where you were at. I don't know how you're doing, if you've got children, if you were happy. I hope you were happy. I pray I did the right thing. I pray every night, all the time. I pray that I did the right thing. And I pray they brought you up right. And that they didn't hurt you. Especially that they didn't hurt you. So that's it. I don't dare go into the event of the hospital because I will be up all night crying. Walking away from that room was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. I promise you it was. I wanted to turn around and snatch you up and just bring you back with me, and but it'll be okay, because hopefully you had a good life. Or having a good life. Maybe one day you'll see this.